Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Masterforce with Shemsu-t. I am so excited about the month of February because this is all about love and sharing love and being in the presence of love. And we started off last week hanging out with my dear friend Angela. And then this week, I'm going to introduce you to another friend of mine who is going to take us around the world with her. So I want you to tune in, and I really want you to kind of get excited about getting out of the house and roaming the world with us. So without further ado, let me bring into you Shalanda.
Hey,
Greetings.
everyone.
Thank you for making time for this today. How are you?
I am wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, you are. You usually are. Now, before we get into your travels, I really want people to get an idea of our relationship and, just who you are for me. Because, first of all, I want to tell you that I was going through some emotional stuff about my hair because you are my loctician. And I was like,
Right.
she gonna go, girl, you better get in here and get your hair.
It looks
So
fine. It looks beautiful.
I know you're gonna always say that because you're always very uplifting. So I love that. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself so people can get to know you and get to love you the way that I do.
Well, I'm born and raised here in Illinois, Chicago suburbs. I have two daughters and I have two wonderful grandchildren. I am a salon owner. I do locks and natural hair. I'm also a Masterforce coach.
Yes.
Since
15 years. 15
yeah.
years.
I was just trying to think of the years. It's been a while. Yes.
Mhm.
Fitness professional. I've competed in fitness competition. I placed third place, and I'm a world traveler. How about
And
that?
you're a world traveler and all of those things. And I was working to find all of the different things that we've done. I remember when you started uh preparing for your bodybuilding fit, whatever that is, right? And you say, okay, Moo, you're gonna do this with me. I said, do what? You say, we're working out 2 or 3 times a day. I said,
Yeah, right.
but you
Right.
did whip me into shape, but not 2 to 3 times a day, right? We actually did some amazing work, and just the mental stuff that I needed to do to get to who I am was amazing, right? That was what
Yes.
I was blessed with. You connected me back to my body. And that's what working out does. We're living outside of a body. Can you talk a little bit about, that journey for you and your clients just a little bit?
Well, for me, it was life changing, and it helped me with my discipline, and that it took to get yourself involved in that type of fitness, where you have to eat a certain thing. You take uh, an amazing number of supplements, and your eating has to be on point on a timely matter. You have to make sure you're exercising, as you said, 2 to 3 times a day. And so, that right there was life changing for me, because I was just living life. I didn't know about the discipline part, how you really have to stay into that. And of course, that still brings you back into yourself. You learn and breathing, just a whole
Yes.
wealth of body um, just becoming into your body and learning about yourself, and it just changes your whole, because exercising of course gives you oxytocin and makes you a happier person. So in that aspect, that was life changing, because I mean, you can't be depressed in this. You full of happy juice all day long.
All day long. I remember when we were at your studio, the Healthy Hut. Remember Healthy Hut over 159th? I used to come over there a couple of times. I think once or twice a week, maybe. But anyway, I remember one time we were working out. You said, "Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror as you lift the weights." And I looked in the mirror and I just started crying. Do you remember that?
I remember that day. Yes.
And
yes.
I just realized how much I had not taken care of that little girl. And I remember sharing that with you. You said that's what this work is. Just getting back to that part of ourselves. And for that, I am so grateful, because here we are, 15 years later, whatever, I can still say that I still keep track of the things that you taught me, and I keep it moving, like you say.
Absolutely. Health is wealth. We know that. Health is wealth. Yes.
Yeah. And then the other thing, Moot, I have to talk about our singing.
Oh, yeah.
Most people don't know that we made, and I could not find that song, but most people don't know we actually created a little album back in, I want to say 2010, 2012, 13, whatever. And we went to a couple of places and performed. So just imagine having a friend like that you can do all of this.
I know, right?
Yeah,
that's a wonderful experience to be able to have that and still have that. Yeah,
and still have that. And we
absolutely.
Every time, we're always doing something new together and creating new possibilities. So now let's talk about the view of the world, because that's what, you have taken me to more praise. Now, I love traveling, but baby, you love traveling.
I love traveling. I do.
So what actually, because Lou, you don't just travel. I know you to do 10,000 projects similar to what I do, but you do all these projects and you maintain your work, you maintain your studio, you maintain your health. What gave you that courage to just say, let me get out of this house and go, cross country somewhere?
So my story began with my mom, actually, and she pushed me to travel with her on a cruise ship. And that was my first time being out of the country. And what we did was we went to several islands. We went to Jamaica. We went to a couple ports in Jamaica, Ocho Rios, I think, Montego Bay. And then that was the culmination of the cruise. And so once I got to Jamaica, it was like I felt home. I felt the people. I felt the warmth. I felt like I needed to come and stay here for a little bit. Like I need to not do an 8-hour port call and then get back on the boat. I need to sit here and look at these people and absorb their culture and just immerse myself in that lifestyle. So that was my last cruise for a while. And what I did was I came back. I flew back. I took a direct flight, came there, stayed about a week or two, and just had such a wonderful time with them, getting to know them and just moving around Jamaica, period. I met some wonderful people in the auspice of that. I met a wonderful gentleman from the Jamaican Tourist Board, and he was very, very welcoming and taking me to different places that most tourists wouldn't see, and to be able to immerse myself in that culture was just enormous for me. And I just knew it was no other place in the world I would want to be but in Jamaica. So the food, the people, just the whole ambiance, the music, everything had me, hugged in and tuned in. So I did that for many, many, many years, just going back and forth to Jamaica. That started it.
that started it off. It was so interesting too for me, when I started moving around the world. Every place I went was us.
Mm-hmm.
It
For sure.
was us. And
Yeah.
I remember going to Tortola, and it was an island owned by Black billionaires,
Oh, wow.
and everyone there was Black. There
Okay.
was no crime at all. And
Mm.
if you committed a crime, you would stay in jail because they only met once a year for those type of offenses. Yes. So now were you surprised at all that, as you started moving around, that you kept seeing more and more of us and realizing that we are the world?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, once you open yourself up for that type of, in any experience, once you open yourself up and become immersed in it, you develop a community, or a community winds up finding you. And then from there, it's just like, hey, you know, you meet someone from Jamaica, but they're from somewhere else. And they're like, come visit us. Come, you're
Yes.
welcome to come visit us. And I think that kicked it off. My next trip was, I think I went to Mexico and went to Cancun and enjoyed the Mexicans. And I love my tacos and tequila. And it's Taco Tuesday today. No, today's Wednesday. So yesterday, Taco Tuesday.
Well,
But I
exactly
mean,
Thursday. We're on Thursday.
okay,
We got to get our dates right.
get a date.
But but wait a minute. I think I have some of these photos. Let me see if we can find some of these photos that you're talking about. Now, this photo is what about, where is this one?
We're in Havana, Cuba. Havana.
Ooh. Now,
Yes,
is this a card that you guys rented there?
yes, we did. We got there. We had several cars because it was a few ladies. It was maybe 6 ladies, and we all had. It was like 3 of us in the car, so we had a couple cars. We had a pink one and that red one. Yeah, such a beautiful experience. Cuba is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful culture with the people and the dancing and the salsa and cooking. We did it all while we were there. Learned how to make mojitos. Such a
The
beautiful
real,
experience.
the true mojitos, right? The
Yeah.
real mojito.
Yes, yes, yes. The Cuban rum we used. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, do you remember if there was something very significant with that trip that you came back with?
Well, what was significant about that trip was that Obama was the president at that time, and he had opened up. The countries had settled their little disputes for the moment, and allowed Americans to tour. So we were like on the cuspis of that new wave of tourism back to Cuba. So yeah, that was a beautiful time then. It wasn't quite as they weren't quite ready for the influx of Americans, but it was open for us to come, and they were very welcoming, and it was such a beautiful experience.
So when you all got there, it was like old home, right? It was like being home almost, right? It was people.
Almost, yes. Yes, yes, yes. You could feel the love in the air. They were they were very welcoming. We didn't have any problems. They saw us, and they were like senorita, and they just welcomed us in.
Wonderful. Now where is this slide? Where are we looking here?
That is in Greece. We were that was for my 50th birthday. That was in 2017. That was in Athens, and that's one of the Colosseum ruins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see it now. Do we stay in Greece here?
Yes. Well, yeah, that we're in Greece. Absolutely.
Mhm.
That was a statue of one of the prime ministers in the middle of the street, and it was so huge that it was and in the middle of the street that I had to get a picture of it.
Now, did you have anything coming back now? Is this still part of that same trip?
That is Santorini, and we were in a winery on the cliff. And the views, as you can see, the tables out there, you can dine there and drink the wine. That Greek wine is really, really nice. And sit out there, and you looking at the Aegean Sea. Outside of that is the Aegean Sea on the other side.
Wonderful. Now this looks very A
I know,
lot of
right?
places, have this particular building. What is this about?
So this is we're still in Santorini, and that's just one of and most people see the postcards with the blue roofs, sitting in the little villages with the white buildings, and those are people's homes. And normally they paint the roofs blue to match the sky. What's really nice about, or I guess some trivia about those little villages, and that's in Santorini. Ei is the name of the village. Everyone had these miniature temples in around their homes, or their little buildings like that. And so I'm like, well, why does everyone have a little temple with a cross in their yard or somewhere on their property line? And they said, well, if you are a church, you don't pay taxes. So right, okay. So everybody they could be 2 feet tall, two feet tall to, maybe a little like a doghouse size. But they would have these miniature temples in their yards or behind their homes or right in front of the door, on the side of the door, so that they wouldn't have to pay property taxes, because that was considered a church.
That's right. That reminds me of when I used to go back and forth to Mexico when I was working for Zenith. And you would find all of these beautiful homes, but they would have one part of it, the roof isn't done, there's not a door on it, and it looked dilapidated. But you go inside of the house, it's immaculate. And so I would ask, why are all of these homes unfinished? He said, as long as it's unfinished, we don't have to pay taxes on it.
Wow.
That's the same idea.
Yeah, pretty much. And there you have it. Yeah. Did you see all of them they got crosses on the top of them? So, they're homes, but they add that one element of having a temple or some type of symbolism of church, and they don't have to pay taxes.
They don't
so
have
there
to
you go.
I love how that light kind of eases across that photo. That's beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. Yes.
It's beautiful. And then where is this?
Now that is Panama. And to me, and I haven't been all over the world, and I haven't seen all of
the wonders of the world, right?
So, but I always said that this has a beautiful landscape, or the buildings are almost as pretty as Chicago has. The sky, the high rises. It has such a beautiful skyline. And if you look close, they got a building in the back that's blue, and it swirls around. Like they had some very interesting architecture along their skyline, along the lake. And so that I had to take a picture of, because I'm like, there's none other than Chicago skyline as beautiful as this.
Wonderful. And when I saw it, because I've gone through some of your pictures, but I was so glad that a lot of these were new to me, right? And I said, oh, Chicago. They said, no, that's not Chicago. But that's immediately the mindset you get in when you see it.
Absolutely. And that's what I saw when I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah. Reminds me of home.
Reminds you of home. And then where's this?
So we're in Brazil. And that's Christ the Redeemer on top of the Sugarloaf mountain, rather. It's not a hill, it's a mountain. And you actually have to take a cable car ride up the mountain to visit this statue.
Wow.
It's absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. Here I am posing.
I had to put that one in there.
I know, right?
Yes, like I was here.
I was here. Yes, you're right. Because soon they're doing away with the stamps on your passport, so everything is going biometric now. And in the next few years, you won't need that anymore, and you won't have those stamps to say, "Look where I've been," or to show, as visual your places that you visit. It'll just be, you'll have to stand in a place of it, take a picture and say, I am here, or I was
Because
there.
they won't stamp it on the way out, right?
Won't
Or
stamp
in.
it. In or out, right.
Now, this was the year, this is the Blanc, what was it you went to?
That's the La Dinner en Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
And that was their anniversary. That was their 30-year anniversary. And some hidden trivia about that is it all started there. That's where the first Dinner en Blanc was in Paris, and it was among some friends.
Wow.
It was among some friends, and they decided to do this and then share it, and they shared it with the world. Basically, they shared it, and if you're not familiar with Dinner en Blanc, this is what happens. So you sign up to go to this dinner, and you don't know until the day of where the dinner is. The only prerequisite is that everything is white. You have to wear white. Your table has to be white. Your chair's white. Everything is white. Nothing out of order. Everything is white. And you bring your dinner, and it has to be some type of exquisite dinner. I mean, they want you to be in the mindset of a fancy dinner, again, like in Paris. And you'll know like 2 or 3 hours before the actual dinner time, and you bring all of your things. You're dressed in white. You're bringing your white chairs, your white tablecloths, your white candles, your candelabras, your plates, and everything is white. And you dine together, and then after you dine, you have they bring a DJ in, and everyone dances, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful affair. And this particular one, it was open to everyone around the world. So there were people from all over the world at this particular Dinner en Blanc session.
That is so amazing. And I love how you describe it. I think it's the mystery of it too that makes it pretty exciting.
Yes, for sure it does. And it's exclusive. So, everybody doesn't get an invitation. So, if you get invited, that's a beautiful thing.
That's a beautiful thing. And then this picture. Now, I could not see all the images on that table, but where are we here?
So that is in Cuba, and we were at a I can't think of the artist's name, but he created a whole village with marble. He broke up marbles, stones, like mosaic stones, and he created all these different buildings, and the furniture was made from these mosaic stones or rocks, and the walls and everything was created with those mosaic tiles. So yeah, just his designs just made it fabulous, and to see that heart was just beautiful. So I had to just stand behind it.
It makes me want to create one mood. It makes me want to like, how do we
It's beautiful. Yeah. You used to have a table like that, I seem to remember, with a lot of glass, mosaic tiles in it.
Yes, I bought that table at an auction. I think I gave it to one of my friends to hold for me when I moved from Chicago. I had to go and revisit that friend.
I know, right?
Now this is cool. Where are we walking through this street?
Here we are in, let's see. We are in Barcelona. We are in Barcelona, Spain, and we're just walking through. It's just a little cafe area, stores, and just a little alleyway. It looks like an alleyway, but in actuality, it's a little cobblestone rock street that housed a lot of stores, and it was just real quaint, and just to watch the people walk and dine was just beautiful. Just to be there, it was just beautiful.
Now, when you go to all these places, are you one of those people that bring an extra suitcase because you're going to bring back a lot?
Man, no, I don't. I always take too much, and that's the thing that I always have to learn, how to stop packing so much stuff so that I can do that. Because what happens is I bring back more stuff. I'm the bag lady. I got 19 luggages I'm carrying back. So yes, no, I don't, I overpack. So yeah, I
And no
wind up
more
always buying a luggage and bringing it
out
home.
bringing it home.
Yeah.
When we travel, you look at me, you said, that's all you bring it?
I'm trying. In all these many years, I still haven't got the recipe yet, but I'm trying. I mean, every time I go somewhere, that is the forefront of my my thought process.
Intention. Right.
Yeah,
Don't bring
is
all
to
this
pack
stuff.
less.
Now, one thing I can say that every time we go someplace, if we need something, you absolutely are the person that have it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing right there. Everyone always says that, and
Yeah.
when they talk about me, they're like, "Where are you going with all those bags?" And I'm like, "Just wait, just wait. It's
Right.
gonna be something in these bags that you're gonna need." Yes,
Exactly.
so
That's
that's
right.
always the funny part about that.
That's right.
Ooh, Morocco is
Ooh.
beautiful. Morocco has such beautiful doors and windows and colors. The
Mm.
colors that Morocco produces is like no other. Um, and when I went to Morocco, the funny thing is, even though it says Africa, you just don't see yourself as being in Africa.
Mhm.
That's the north west side of Africa. So it's,
Mhm.
it's but it's beautiful. The architecture and the colors, the way that the colors is in saturated there is just beautiful. The paints and the architecture is just like no other. Yeah, that's
I
Morocco.
love this. I love the symbolism here. It reminds you of a key to get into something sacred. And then that blue.
That
I
blue is just
oh,
beautiful.
yes.
That French blue, indigo blue, it's a
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful color.
Next to the gold and white makes it all.
hmm for
It's
sure.
now now where are we? Because I love this. I say that's right. Let's style it a
I
bit.
know, right? It's still in Morocco. And
Yes.
actually, that same day, I was walking down the street and I noticed that. And that's where I tipped in. I said, somebody has to get me a picture with this. Because the colors is just so, the presence of color is just all around you. And so,
Mhm.
it's you just feel like, okay, I need to get a picture over here, picture over there, just to, to have the memories of the colors. Because Morocco is beautiful for that.
Take some with you. That's right.
hmm
Now,
Absolutely.
I think one of the things that I remember about Morocco, and I haven't been there myself, I went through there, but I haven't been there to, like you say, get into the culture, but that they have great leather vendors.
hmm
They make leather outfits. Do you know anything? Did you get anything made?
I did. I had leather pants made. I had a couple suede dresses made, and then they shipped it back to the U.S. So it's such a beautiful experience with that. Also, Morocco is known for their seasonings. They have good spices
Mm.
there, and I got quite a few bags of different saffron and cumin and turmeric, and a lot of different spices came from there. So yeah.
Wow, wonderful. Now, what about here? This is
So this place is like a mosque, but it
mhm.
feeds the home. Well, not so much the homeless, but it's a duo place. It's the mosque first of all, but it's open to everyone. I mean, regardless of your religion, you come in. It's very sacred. You got to have your head covered, but you can go in and just immerse yourself in the presence of oneness and stillness, and say your prayer. They also feed. If you're hungry, they serve you. Um, Such a beautiful experience to sit, and you can come out and sit along the banks of the water here. So it was a
Mhm.
very nice experience to be able to do that in India.
Yeah, I love that. I love, and I'm sure we're going to see some more pictures of India, but I love how that dome sits on top of theirs.
Oh yeah, the goal is you see gold on these buildings, that's actual gold. that's not paint. That's some gold.
That's gold.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're actually going to continue our view of the world with Shalanda. But right now, I want us to take a short break and remember that the Soulful Book Fair is taking place at Little Black Pearl this coming Saturday. So let me get
Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Ashada, and we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming.
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, and this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs, but beyond that, I do all things literary, and we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition, and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit. And it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here, but if you were, it's been amazing. People came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors, we have nonfiction authors, we have fiction authors. This is really good. And it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I got to work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Now I just about bring my African shit like this. Bring in the African shit.
Oh, I wish that I could be there.
That is such a beautiful place. I've never visited there and been.
Little Black Pearl is amazing. I've done a few events there in the past. Yes, it's right on 47th and Ellis.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
You
have
get
to
a
go and check them out.
Absolutely, they have some wonderful. If you want to do an event there, they have layered. It's layered, different things.
Okay.
When we went to Egypt, we did our night of Egypt there. Nights of Egypt is what we called it.
Okay.
Wonderful. So I want to go ahead and continue. We haven't even got through half the photos yet.
I know, right?
Yeah. So I want to bring this one up because these are some of the ladies that you travel with.
Absolutely. What a wonderful group that was. We were in India, and again, we had found a little spot inside of one of the little catacombs of one of the mosques, and we said this will be a good place to take a picture. So there we are, and such a beautiful group. I miss all of them. I keep in touch with them as well.
Yes. Now here, where are we here in this picture?
So outside of where we were standing, that photo we just took, we were inside of this place.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's a garden, and just the architecture was just really nice there. I mean, and so it made it very picturesque for me to snap a picture inside and then come out and take this garden area for the tourists to just immerse themselves in that beauty.
Now, when you go on these trips, how long do you usually stay? Is this a week, 2 week? How long do you stay in these?
So typically it's typically 9 to 10 days. Mm-hmm. And really that's not really enough time, but I mean for all intents, you have to figure a day of travel on the front end, a day of travel on the back end, and then you have a good seven days in between there to kind of see as much as you can see. And usually we keep it packed so we could keep it moving and see as much of the country as we can. Ooh, Taj Mahal.
This is one of my favorite photos from this trip. When you said
every time I look at it, it's like, wow, was I really there? I was really there. I was really there.
You were
Yeah,
really there.
India.
Look how gorgeous it looks. You know,
And
it's just,
so that Taj Mahal, for the people that don't know, is a tomb. It's where the one of the kings there in 1631, I think it was commissioned. He wanted to have a place for his wife to bury his wife,
oh,
uh, who succeeded him in death. So he buried her there and made it, very quiet. When you go in there, you can't talk, and you can't take any pictures inside. You just have to walk and enjoy the presence of and the stillness of magnificence, because that place is absolutely beautiful.
so it's like a walking meditation.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Wonderful. Now, this outfit. So you get there, you didn't bring this outfit with you.
No, so the group, I think the group that we looked at a few pictures ago, we all decided that we were going to go and really get inside of the culture, because um, when we went, this was in 2019, a lot of Black Americans, let's just say, weren't really visiting India, and so these people had never seen, or if they had, not many Black Americans. So when we got there, they really, really came in. They wanted to take pictures. They like, can you take pictures with our dog? Can you take a picture with our cat? Can you take a picture? I mean, it was just, we could not move for the entourage of people that was just surrounding us, because they had never seen our skin color before. And
Yeah.
most of us had natural hair, so they were looking at the hair, and it was just amazing for them. So we said, okay, instead of looking like tourists, let's buy some actual clothing. And we went and got fitted for our own personal clothes, and they made them for us. And
Wow.
yeah,
How
so
long did it take them to make it?
a day. Yeah, they took them a day. We went in that morning, and all of us had our outfits by the next morning. Yeah.
I love that. And that is so true about when Black Americans travel internationally. People just love us. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember being in Italy, and that was when I was traveling with the Wu-Tang Clan, right? And
Okay.
they would sleep all day, and I would just have the chauffeur, the limousine, just take me around Rome. And whenever I would go and eat, I would get ready to get my check, and they said, "Your check is already paid."
Oh,
I
wow.
never, I had, you know how you get money at the
Mhm.
airport? I didn't use any of my money.
Wow.
And then there was no one waiting to say, "Hey, I need some favors." They just would pay my check. Sometimes I go to the downstairs bar, the drinks would line up. I told the guy, "I'm not drinking all that." He said, "You don't have to drink it, but I have to pour it."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Wow.
so that's one of the reasons I would love for people to travel, so that they can understand the value of people that we are to the world.
Oh yes, for sure, for sure. Not just here in United States.
That's right. That's right. Now, what about this one?
So when we came into Nepal, there were a lot of different welcoming signs, and just signs letting you know that you're here. It's all about peace and love, and the Buddha is, how we show our love and our welcome spirit. So as soon as we get off the airplane, this was facing us, and I don't know if you can see it, but it says welcome, and
Mm-hmm.
like welcome to Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our first insight on our trip to Nepal, because we left India and then we flew to Nepal. That was such a beautiful trip.
That is amazing. Now, let me ask you this. In your travels, did you ever come home and you were not well?
No, never.
Really? So now that's probably because of what about any of your other travel companions?
Maybe one, and that was on my first trip to Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
And that was December of 2019, which we were on the precipice of COVID.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at that point, toward the end of the trip, one of my traveling companions got sick, and she was sick for at least 3 of those days the last 3 days of the trip, and then when she came home, she was sick.
Wow. And I can just say that for people when you're traveling, I can't stress how important it is that you take care of your gut, right, Moo? It's your gut.
Absolutely. Yes, because that controls everything basically. Yeah.
Yes. Now, is this still in India? Where is this?
Yeah, we're in Nepal. Just just coming in, and that's part of the welcoming sign airport. Mm-hmm. Yes, and it lets you know that those are the Himalaya mountains, and you're at the birthplace of the Buddha and Mount Everest. So
wow.
and that was part of our tour. We were going to go up into the Himalaya mountains, but it wound up being cloudy and weather related, and they wouldn't take us up.
Yeah, for safety reasons, probably more than anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You probably couldn't see that much either if it was cloudy.
Yeah. The weather was a little. Yeah, it was March. It was in March of 2019. I mean, it was just on the brink of spring, but it still was not a good day for going up in the helicopter for the mountains. Yeah.
Right. Now this is a familiar picture, a familiar.
Yeah, so this is India, or no, this is Nepal. I'm sorry, and she is a goddess, a water goddess, and people believe that if you immerse yourself in her water, because she has a river that's named after her, it's called Ganga. Your sins will be resolved, or you can remove karma from your life. So she is a very well-known deity, goddess in Nepal.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And did they actually sell little figurines of her?
Yes, little figurines. They have refrigerator magnets.
Everything. Right.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. So I had to just random take pictures of architecture, and it was just a beautiful building.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is beautiful. And we were in Oslo, Norway. Beautiful, yeah. We love greenery. We love greenery. Love greenery. That's in Morocco, and the reason I took that was them colors. Like the walkway was orange, and they had the blue, that really beautiful, vibrant blue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those planters. So it was just such a beautiful colorist walk.
Wow. Here again. That's all of you in your outfit.
Yeah. So I traveled with a women's group, and we did Sweden, we did Stockholm, Sweden, we did Copenhagen, Denmark, and Oslo, Norway. And we were in Copenhagen and one of the castles, and so we had pre-planned that we would dress up as little queens. We would bring a costume, and then when we visited the castle, we would dress in our garb and take pictures. So we're standing in front of the castle and just admiring the Black queenness that we were then, and such a beautiful experience. Yeah. There I am again, same castle, just taking pictures.
I love all these statues. Now this is inside. Is this
inside? Yes, inside the castle. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now where is this?
So that's on the other side. The water was on the other side, and there they had they do concerts and plays, and that's kind of where people come to see those types of events, and again that's in Copenhagen.
This
That's
is
what. We're walking to the other side of the castle from there.
Now, you all did a lot of walk. Don't you do a lot of walking when you travel? It's
Did a lot of walking. Yes,
a
yes, we
lot
did.
of walking. You
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
be in shape. You have to be at least fit enough to walk all day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there are places to sit down,
Oh,
you know.
yeah, you're gonna
So,
break
but
and eat. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but for sure. And that just gave you a nice little insight on the castle we were in, or walking toward the castle.
I
Mhm.
love these different views. Now, what is this?
So once we changed out of our queen garb, then we just walked around the countryside, which is still on that same land where we were,
Okay, yeah.
just on the outside of that. So another castle. They had tons of castles, and most of them we couldn't go inside. You can only just see them from looking at them from a distance.
Right. Now, this caught my attention.
I had to think about that. I'm like, well, now where is this at again? But this was in Norway, Oslo, Norway. And what it is a store, and you can see the other little storefronts inside of the glass. And we were walking by, and it's a store. It's a actual apparel store, and they had these little dolls in front with these clothes on, but then you can see inside they've got dresses on those mannequins.
Oh, so the dolls are representing the styles that they have in the store?
Yeah, well, just that it's an apparel store, so it's,
Okay.
they just had the dials made up, but inside you can see that there's the tall mannequins had the dresses
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I said I know she had to take that picture.
Yeah. So it was
Right.
just so many statues that was in this particular park, and it was just all of them were nude, and
Mhm.
like it's called Frogner Park, and it's in Oslo, Norway, and
Mhm.
they're granite sculptures, a total of 212 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's men and women, babies. It was just
Wait, the women were naked too?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They
wow.
had the naked sculptures, and they were all posed in different ways. Nothing lewd. It's
No,
just
no, no. Just
more
admiration of the human
archery.
body.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So I got a picture of that, and you can see some of them up there. They're sitting next to each other, and some of them whispering, some of them holding hands. There's some of them
Wow.
just sitting, and they're all nude.
Wow.
So that's the tomb of the first prime minister of Ghana, the very first.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's supposed to represent an upside down tree, um,
Oh,
symbolizing his early demise, that he wasn't finished with his work, and his work was unfinished, and so they kind of flipped the building upside down to make it
mhm.
to represent that.
That's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
go ahead.
So I know, right? So Afrochella is Ghana again. And in 2019, they invited the world to come and experience um, their annual festival. Like we have Coachella here, they have that same type of venue in Africa, and it's all of the African well-known artists.
Mhm.
In whatever genre of music that they're in, they all show up and they all play, and it's just one big day and night of music and art, and just a fun time. So many beautiful people. They were all well, I take that back, because it was the world had been invited. So there were people
Yes,
all over the world. But
everyone came.
yeah, everyone came and showed up and showed out.
It showed out.
And
Now,
showed
oh, is this back to Norway? Who is this? Where is this?
So yeah, this is in Oslo, Norway. Yep. And
Mhm.
she's the fearless girl. And so I did my research
Whoa.
on her. It's called the Fearless Girls and Fearless Girl, and it symbolizes women, empowerment of women. And this particular statue, there were three made. The original one is in New York, and there's one in Melbourne, Australia, and then there's one in Oslo. So I had to get that picture.
We need to have one in the United States somewhere, huh?
It's
New York.
So you said New York. Okay,
New
so
York,
that's
yeah.
because we are that. That is
We
definitely
are that. Mm-hmm.
here where we here.
So again, we're in Norway, and that was just another concert venue that they had. That the architecture was just beautiful, and we were driving, so I had to snap
Trying
that
to capture it. You're snapping fast.
picture fast. Yeah.
Now I couldn't figure this one out.
So this was Afrochella again, just a picture of some of the
performers.
the
Is that-
performers
Mhm.
and the wear, like the people had the apparel, the clothing that they came with, the colors, the prints, it was just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yeah, the colors.
Wow. Now, of all your trips, what has been the most, and I know we have a few more slides to go through because I want to get through as many of these. They were so wonderful. What is which one made the biggest difference for you in how your world shifted or your worldview shifted?
I would say that trip to Ghana, that first 2019, was a mind shift for me. That changed my whole outlook on me going forward and what I felt like I needed to be there. Because to me, that was the first time outside of going to Morocco, and that was my first country in Africa. Ghana was the second. I felt like this was home, like home. Like when I put my foot down on the ground, even outside of the airport, getting off the airplane, it was just something that took over my whole inner spirit, and it gave me a sense of feeling of home, like this is, the ancestors was calling me there. And I felt the presence of my stillness with being one. And that changed me. That changed my outlook. Like I never wanted to leave there. I even cried coming back from on my way to the airport. I was in tears because I didn't want to leave. So yeah.
Now, how many countries have you been to in Africa now? How many have you visited in Africa?
I have gone to 18.
Wow, Moot.
Mm-hmm.
That is so amazing.
I know, I was counting them. I'm like, wow, I've been some places. And
you've been some places.
It's still not even a lot because, that's a third of it. And I still have so much more to see. So, and I'm looking forward to this year, we're going to Madagascar, which is part of Africa. It just broke off. Peace broke off. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I still have so much to see, and I'm so excited about seeing it as well. So yeah. Yes,
I can remember crying when I hiked the Andes Mountains in Machu Picchu. Ooh. That was my life changing. And I remember coming back home and saying, I'm getting rid of everything that is not love in my life. Because I realized how seeing God's presence and feeling God's presence, and then seeing a little purple flower come through the stone of the mountain.
Yeah. I
said, where do they do that at?
Yeah, what symbolism was that for you? Like, if there's a will, there's a way. You can.
Yes.
Yeah. No obstacle, nothing can hold you back when you're destined for being. That is just, you just got to push through.
You got to push through. Now, what is this picture we're looking at here?
So in Mole, it's part of Ghana. We were in a wildlife actual elephant kind of sanctuary, and we walked up. I didn't include any of those pictures, but I do have some where we were really up close and personal with the elephants, and what an experience that was, to be able to, touch on them and rub on them and love on them.
Right.
Oh,
There's Africello. Hey, Africello. Did you run into anybody that you knew there, Boo?
Yes. So the group that I had gone with was a group of women, and we may get a chance to see a picture of them, but I wind up seeing one of the ladies from India that I went to India with. I ran into her on that Afrochella night. It was nighttime at that. So it was just, I say it's fate.
Yes.
Of all the people in all the world.
And run into them in another country.
In another country. Yeah.
No, so who is this? What is this here?
So that's in Zanzibar, and that's at a slave market, and that's just the monument of how they used to parade the slaves and put them out for sale.
Wow. I'm going to go through these kind of fast because we down to the last few minutes.
I'm sorry.
Is this a hotel view?
We were in Cancun. You should remember that one.
That was during COVID, Moot.
Yeah, that was during COVID.
We went to Cancun during COVID.
Yeah, we did.
Talk about being courageous.
Yes, we were.
Had so much fun. We had a ball.
We did.
Celebrating our little Soleil. Absolutely.
Yes, we did.
Senegal.
I'm in Senegal, and I ran into some little young ladies, and they were so curious because of my color, and I looked a little different from them.
Wow.
That they all gathered around me, and we took a picture. It was just so beautiful. They were so beautiful, the little ladies. Yes.
Amazing to run into your family. You can feel the connection with them, can't you?
Absolutely. So, and that's where we were. We were on that mountain because we had to climb up there to see that statue in Senegal, and they were on their field trip. So that's kind of how I ran into them, and such a beautiful experience there.
Wow, just amazing. I mean, we could stay here all day.
Yeah. Going through pictures. Sure.
We may have to bring you back.
I know, right? With my next 10 years of travels. Yes,
oh my goodness. So much. And I want everyone to really understand, because it takes a lot for you to do what you do and still maintain your work, your home, your business. But this is who we are. Right? This is who we are in life. And we really want to inspire people. So talk a little bit about that as we come to the end of this show.
So, I mean, I feel like we all have a responsibility to the earth and to the universe to be the best of ourselves that we can be. And it's not just doing A, B, C, D, moving in a square. So it's just, I know God impels us and the universe impels us to move outside of ourselves and try to be the best person we can do. And we can't do that just sitting still, going to the store, going to work, coming home, going to the store, going to work and coming home. So sometimes we need to step outside of that square and do something different. And once you step out, I mean, the world is your oyster, because there's a whole community out there, community of new people to meet, new places to go, new experiences to have, new foods to try. So it's just, it just behooves you to move outside of your regular, because it's just a whole world out there.
Absolutely. I am so grateful that my spirit inspired me to take a group of students to Egypt in 2009, because I want you to know all of those guys got their passports and all they do is hang out all over the world right now today.
That's a beautiful thing. That's such a beautiful thing.
Yes, you can see them all over the place, and it's normal for them.
Absolutely. And I feel like with my travels and just being able to post the pictures on these different social media outlets, that I give people some hope that you too can do this. You too can move
That's
around.
right.
You too can go. It's, you know, you don't have to just dream or sit and watch the TV and wonder what these places look like. You can experience them for yourself. It's all out there for you to do.
Go and touch the earth.
Go and touch. For sure.
But thank you everyone for joining us. I really appreciate you spending this month of love with me and my friends. And we'll be back next week when we introduce you to some other ways that we love on ourselves. All
Absolutely.
right. See you next week. Thanks, Shalanda.
You're welcome.
Leaders of nonprofits empowering worlds. Let's go.
But the vision that God gave me, I felt that it was time for me to step out and work on the vision that God gave me.
We need look no further. We have a unique voice. We have a unique talent pool.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jareh. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.